I'm Dr. Jason and welcome to Active Health Tips, and today's topic is how to breathe properly. Now, many of us breathe shallowly, and many of us have never even been told or explained the difference between breathing deeply versus breathing shallow. So today what I'm going to do is teach you how to breathe properly. Now, first off, what you need to know is that oxygen is critical for our body. It largely comes from our ability to breathe, and our ability to breathe comes from the ability of our thoracic cage, where our lungs are, to expand. Now, in order for your ribs to expand and actually move like this as we breathe, they call it the bucket handle effect. In order for that to happen, you've got to have spinal mobility. Now, in order to have spinal mobility, your vertebrae have to move properly. They cannot be subluxated. So if your spine is out of alignment or subluxated, that can actually hinder your ability to breathe properly and fully, and it can hinder the ability of your ribs to expand properly. Now, a couple of challenges are when we slouch, especially if you sit all day and we do this, when we slouch, what happens is our ribs tend to compress. And when they compress, the muscles get tight, the tissues tighten, and it's not as easy to expand as you breathe in. Now, in addition to that, when you compress the thorax and you squeeze down like that from poor posture, you just don't have as much respiratory volume. So what we're going to do, the first tip to breathe properly, is you want to sit up straight. You want to have your lower back with a slight curve in it, your chest up, and imagine a string being attached to your chest or your neck here and pulling up like that. So rather than just sticking out your chest, imagine it being held upwards like so. Now, once you're in this position, what most people do is they get that right and they go, okay, I got to sit up straight. And then what they do is they do these shallow breaths. Kind of like when you're swimming, you go underwater and you hold your breath. Now, these muscles in our neck that attach to the upper ribs, they actually have a name. They're called accessory inspiration muscles or inspiratory muscles. The reason they're called accessory muscles is because most people don't know this, but our diaphragm muscle down here is our #1 muscle for breathing. The way the diaphragm works is that when you breathe in, the belly should go out because the diaphragm goes down, compresses your organs and pushes them outwards, and that draws and pulls in air into the lungs. So then when you blow air out, you breathe in and you expel, the diaphragm comes back in. Now, we're conditioned to walk around with our abs tight, our tummy tucked, and don't be anything other than that in Western society. But when you breathe properly, if you're breathing with like this the whole time, just like that, you're breathing really shallowly, you're actually not getting your full inspiratory volume, and you're not getting fully oxygenated. So #1 is to sit up straight. So if you're slouching, you gotta sit up straight. You gotta put your hands on your chest, lift yourself up a little bit. So sit up straight with your lower back. Use your hands to bring awareness into your chest. Sit up straight. #2 now, put your hands on your belly, and as you breathe in, your belly goes out. So it's, you gotta feel that difference. And I'm exaggerating the sound so you can hear me, but again, from the belly, then you'll realize if you wanted to use your accessory inspiration muscles, it'd actually be kind of silly to do it, because I'm going to do a regular breath first, a belly breath, and then I'm going to use my accessory inspiratory muscles. So you see that extra gasp of air? That's the accessory. That's how you know, if you're running really fast and you got to get more oxygen, if you're, God forbid, drowning, you're in the water and you got to get air, you use those upper chest muscles. If you use those all the time, you're going to create excessive strain in your chest. You're going to feel tight through here. You're going to feel tight in what we call the thoracic outlet. And one symptom of being tight here is decreased neck mobility. If you can't bend your neck to the side, you're probably breathing wrong. Your spine is likely subluxated, maybe down here where the diaphragm is, upper back, neck, and in addition to that, you're not getting the oxygen you need. So steps again to breathe properly. #1, sit up straight. #2, lift your chest up. #3, hands here. Breathe through the belly. Bring awareness into that area. And number 4, if you're standing and you're doing tasks and you're moving around, like as a chiropractor, I'm leaning over a table, I call myself a manual laborer with a tie, make sure you keep your back straight. Whatever you're doing, leaning over, if you're doing the laundry, doing the dishes, keep your back straight. You're brushing your teeth, you're bending down, keep your back straight. Because every time you fold forward and you use poor posture, you're actually compressing your ribs together. And the more compressed they are and the more subluxated your spine and your ribs get, the less easy it is to stand up properly, to breathe fully. And when you can't move well, you're not going to be able to breathe well. So that's going to help you with your energy. It's going to help you with fighting off fatigue. It's going to help you with oxygenating every cell in your body. It's going to overall contribute to an amazing feeling, and it's going to allow you to stay healthier. Thanks for tuning in.